Welcome into this edition of ACAP Today for the week of August 30, 2021. I'm Jason Parent with the Aroostook County Action Program. On this week's program, we're going to learn a little bit more about ACAP's oral health services. We offer them countywide, and we have two of our talented team members who will be joining us on this edition of ACAP Today to talk all about the program and the offerings that we have, again, countywide. But before we do that, we're going to get to this week's news and information that you can use, again, for this week of August 30th, 2021. And we begin with our news and information that you can use by reminding folks yet again that because of the uptick in cases across Aroostook County, that we are requiring face coverings at all ACAP facilities. Our employees are required to wear them, and our visitors are required to wear them. We will likely be asking you to place a mask on before you enter into an ACAP facility, so please just be advised of that, but we will also be providing masks for you prior to entry into a facility. So you can check out our reception folks both at 771 Main Street in Presque Isle and at our Military Street facility in Holton, where we are currently seeing customers and get a mask outside of the facility before entering in if you do not have one with you. We also want to say a special shout out to our friends up in the St. John Valley. I know that we do have viewers on both WOWL in Madawaska and WFKT TV in Fort Kent. We wanted to share with you this exciting news that we were very much in close partnership with the Dr. Levack Elementary School, especially through our Let's Go 5210 program and also through our oral health program and others. We're going to talk about oral health in just a bit. But I did want to share with you that we have, in really quick order, installed this water refilling station at Wisdom High School in the temporary location of the Dr. Levack Elementary School. There was a water station just like this in the Dr. Levack Elementary School prior to that tragic fire. And so I want to thank Renee Bragdon and the team at Let's Go 5210 for ensuring that the children of Dr. Levack Elementary School would still have the opportunity to have healthy water selection available to them through this refilling station at the Wisdom High School, where they'll be temporarily located. So thank you to those folks and for Wisdom High School for making that possible. We also, in prevention news, want to share with you that we are offering, in partnership with MSAD1 Adult Education, a Freedom from Smoking group clinics that would include 8 sessions by a certified facilitator with a small group of people. There is a $20 fee for this. However, that fee can be waived, and we certainly encourage you to ask about that. You can register on the MSAD1 Adult Education site. The information is located there on your screen. The classes will be held in September, October, and into November for one of them, and we certainly encourage you. There are a couple of options available. There are 2 7-week 8-class sessions, one offered during the day, one offered in the evening to help meet your needs. So please do consider, if you are smoking or using tobacco products, to sign up for this course. There are lots of great benefits and ways to help you quit. We want to thank our workforce development team partnering with the Central Aroostook Chamber of Commerce and the Career Center in hosting the County Job Fair 2021. It will be held Thursday, September 16th from 9 to 12 noon, as seen there on your screen, at the Aroostook Center Mall in the former Kmart location. There'll be lots of employers on site there, and we're very proud to be a part of this, a partnership with this. If you are looking for employment, please do consider visiting the County Job Fair at the former Kmart location on the 16th of September. The new guidelines for the Home Energy Assistance Program for the 2021-2022 season have been released. They are listed there on your screen. If your household, if you see the household number there, and your income within a month, 3 months, or 12 months is near at or below that amount, we really encourage you to reach out to us about setting up a HEAP appointment for the 2021-2022 season. Even if your income is slightly above those guidelines, we have an opportunity to have conversations with you about deducting medical expenses and other expenses of your household. So please do consider reaching out. These income guidelines have increased over last year. So if you weren't eligible last year, and certainly if your circumstances have changed this year, you may be eligible. So it's certainly worth a call and setting up an appointment in this season. If you are in need of help paying your rent, we also are offering the Emergency Rental Assistance Program at this point. The program guidelines as of the 1st of August have changed, that if you have been impacted in any way because of the COVID-19 pandemic, That would include if you're paying more for groceries and gasoline, and who among us is not paying more for groceries or gasoline. The odds are you are eligible for this program if you meet the income eligibility guidelines. Now, those income eligibility guidelines are both on our website and on the Maine Housing website. You can also complete the application on the Maine Housing or through the ACAP website. If you have any questions or if you are challenged at completing it online, please do give us a call at 764-3721 and we will walk through that process with you and complete the online application. We do ask for your patience. If you are applying for the rental assistance program, we have a backlog of applications that we are working through and a process that includes working with your landlord. So it does take a little bit of time, but if you have completed an application, we will be in touch with you as soon as you come up in the queue. So please, again, be patient, and we encourage folks to apply if they think they're eligible. We are also reminding folks out there that we have childcare openings in Aroostook County, and many people are looking for childcare. And a reminder to that, ACAP's childcare programs are not income eligible requirement based. So you are eligible to check in with us if you have a child aged 6 weeks to 5 years old. You can give us a call. We do offer services from 6:30 in the morning to 5:30 in the afternoon at locations in Caribou, Presque Isle, and in Houlton. Now, in addition to that, we also have some Head Start openings in Caribou, Houlton, and Dyer Brook. If you are in one of those communities and would like to have your child considered for our Head Start program, which really provides a comprehensive preschool development program to 3- and 4-year-olds, give us a call, 764-3045, or you can complete the application on our early care and education page of the ACAP website, and we'd be happy to get in touch with you, or you get in touch with us and we will get in touch with you to work on that application. We are reminding folks again, as it relates to COVID-19 vaccinations, that many ACAP team members have gotten vaccinated, and we are encouraging that you consider that. If you would like to go to maine.gov/COVID-19/vaccines, you can check out on that website where the nearest vaccination clinic is to you. We also want to challenge folks out there who are interested in helping us meet the food security needs of people in Aroostook County to consider becoming a sponsor for the community cupboard that is most used in Aroostook County. That's the one at ACAP 771 Main Street location in Presque Isle. We are offering sponsorship opportunities for $500 for a month. We will keep the cupboard stocked for you, or if you would like to sign your business or organization up to stock the cupboard for any month, any period of time for within that month, we would be most grateful, and we certainly will acknowledge it publicly. You can reach out to Sherry Locke at slock@acap-me.org or call her at 554-4130. We also, speaking of food security, want to remind folks that SNAP benefits have increased. This was just done in the middle of August, and that is about a 21% increase compared to the fiscal year 2019. So it's a significant increase. That adjustment will take effect on October 1st. If you have any questions related to that, we'd be happy to field those questions for you. If you want help completing an application for the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, we can also do that with you, and our navigators can help with that as well. We'll talk about those in just a moment. Speaking of those issues that our navigators can help with, or if you have any questions, the pandemic EBT program is expanded, and there was a summer program that was offered, and this letter or a sample of a letter like this went out to households across Aroostook County and across Maine. We want to make sure that you did catch that, but if you have not received a pandemic or PEBT card, please visit the website on your screen, pinetreecard.com/ the information there on your screen. It's a very important opportunity for you to connect to get additional food resources for your families with, again, school-aged children. And before we remind you about our Navigator program, we wanted to just share with you that our housing program is continuing to look for contractors across Aroostook County. These contractors are needed for home repair projects for people who need them in order to stay safely in their homes, especially elderly people. We also are looking for contractors who might want to do furnace or heating system replacements, as we're always doing those across Aroostook County as well. If you want more information or need an application, contact Shannon Hill at 554-4157 or her email address there on your screen. And lastly, in this week's news and information you can use, we remind you that if you are in need of any services, whether they are those that we've discussed in this week's edition of ACAP Today or others, or your family is just challenged with the current economic circumstances and is in need of assistance, our ACAP navigators are available to help. You can call them at 764-3721, call us, and we will get back in touch with you as it relates to the program. With our navigators and what programs we can provide assistance for. And that's this week's news and information that you can use. And as I mentioned at the top of the broadcast, we're joined by our talented oral health team here at ACAP. First is Lucy Morin in the bottom screen there. Lucy is our dental hygienist here at the Aroostook County Action Program and travels across the county, working especially in local schools, but also with our early care and education and WIC programs here at the agency. Welcome back to the program, Lucy. It's been a while since we've had you.
Thank you, Jason. I'm really excited to start this new school year.
Oh, it's an exciting time. And speaking of excited, we're also excited to have a repeat guest who I have seen in a more recent episode, and that's Jenna Norton. Jenna is our oral health community educator. Jenna, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you for having me back.
All right, so Lucy, let me start with you. You mentioned you were excited about the start of the new school year. For folks who are not familiar with what you do and how that engages local school children, tell us about ACAP's oral health program and what you're looking forward to.
Okay, so ACAP works with the School Oral Health Program, or the SOHOP program. And basically what we do is we go into all 22 schools in Aroostook County, and we provide oral screenings, fluoride varnish, and sealants to children in the schools. Basically, the fluoride varnish is offered to children in pre-K to grade 8. As long as the elementary school goes up to grade 8, we offer it to grade 8. If the elementary schools goes up to grade 5, we stop at grade 5. And for the sealant program, we offer it to children in grade 2, 3, and we do rechecks in grade 4 as well.
So how many children would you estimate that you see a year, given that expands?
Gosh, we see quite a few, Jason. Jenna, could you give that number?
It's well over 1,000 that we've
Wow.
seen, and we see them twice a year, so double that.
Wow. And in addition to the work that Lucy does directly with them and that you assist with, Jenna, there's also an educational component that goes beyond that.
Yes, I provide dental education as long as the schools allow me to come in. It's been a little limited to what I can do with COVID, but I also provide dental education, and I'll bring in some materials or some fun visual props on how to brush your teeth, flossing especially, and also for the little ones, kind of give them an idea of what to expect when they come to their first dental appointment, because it could be very scary for them.
So Lucy, and what are you seeing? Like I know that things have changed obviously during the pandemic, but you were able to get back into schools in the 2021 school year, in the school year that just ended. What have you been experiencing with children? Has there been a challenge as a result of the pandemic and going without oral health care, or is it pretty much what it was before? Or?
I think it's more of a challenge because since the pandemic, and especially during the shutdown, children were out of their routine, parents were out of their routine. So maybe a decrease in their oral health, and more plaque on their teeth, more calculus on their teeth. And also it's been a lot more difficult to get dental appointments, just because dentistry was shut down for, I believe it was 3 months. It was completely shut down. So now those dentists have to get back into getting those patients into a regular schedule. So the backlog has increased quite a bit. So it is more difficult to get an appointment. If you get one, it's going to be in the future, So with me going into the schools, at least I'm able to provide the oral screening, give the parents, let the parents know if there is an emergency, if there is an abscess in the mouth, if there is severe decay in the mouth. And we and the school nurse can also coordinate with dental offices to make appointments happen a little quicker, so that, that works out well. So, yeah.
And speaking of dentists, you have relationships and work collaboratively with oral health providers across Aroostook County. Tell me about how that helps and how you are able to facilitate patients being seen, especially youth being seen.
Absolutely. So we coordinate with St. Apollonia. St. Apollonia is a dental clinic just for children in Presque Isle. They have been amazing in supporting the oral health program, as well as Pines with Dr. Lavasser. I think that all the dental providers are outstanding in the county with working with the oral health program, and we have seen great support. I mean, I've been with the oral health program for 23 years now, and the support we've received from the dentist office has been amazing, and the coordination of care as well.
Now, Jenna, oftentimes, and this is, I guess, altogether in some cases a challenge, but the work that you and Lucy are doing in schools across Aroostook County in some cases becomes the first oral health intervention that some of these children have seen. How does you mentioned, you're working with children on ensuring that they're not afraid so that they have a positive experience. Talk about how that work happens and how you're seeing it. I guess I think you're able to see it make a difference in the lives of families in Aroostook County.
Oh, definitely. So when we go into the schools, it's less intimidating for the kiddos. Yes, we are in masks, and Lucy's in her gear, but for some reason, the kids are a little bit more acceptable to coming in and having Lucy look in her teeth. Lucy's really great with the kiddos. It's incredible to kind of, and Lucy can add to this, but over the years, when we come in, the kids recognize us. And so maybe last year they were less likely to let Lucy look in her teeth. But this year they've grown up a little bit and they're a little bit more familiar with Lucy, and they'll allow Lucy to get in those teeth. But otherwise a dentist wasn't able to, or maybe a kiddo doesn't even have a dental home. They just moved here and, the parents are working and getting in to see a dentist, but it's been a while. So Lucy's is amazing what she can see and do and help those kiddos out that they weren't able to prior. So yes.
And Lucy, speaking of that and what you're able to see and do, what are you seeing out there? We talked about what you were seeing more of during the pandemic, but what are some of the most common oral health challenges that are faced by people here in Aroostook County?
I am going to say, Jason, that when I go into a school, I can pick up on at least 1 to 2 dental abscesses given for sure. 1, 2, 3 to 3, I would say. So that makes me feel good that we are in the schools to pick up on those abscesses so that those children can seek care. We're seeing quite a bit of dental decay as well. But it is really kind of nice to see that when we do go in the next time, to see the success story that this child has been in to seek care, that they have crowns on their teeth, that they have fillings, and that they are doing better with their dental health. So that is the reward, I think, in my profession as well, and in going into the schools.
Now, we talked about our oral health program overall, but there's also another component to that, or another program within our oral health offerings, which is the Kid Integrated Dental Service. Can you talk a little bit about kids, Lucy?
With my kids program, what I do is I also go into the schools and I provide dental prophylaxis to children as well, and that includes all the children in the school. So above and beyond what I'm doing with the sealants and the fluoride is also the dental prophylaxis. And I can do that to children who have no dental home, and it gives them, it gives parents a cost break as well, because it is very expensive to go to a dental office to have a dental cleaning done. And with ACAP, we're able to provide those services at a cheaper cost. However, I would like to add that the sealant and the fluoride program with the SOHOP program is free to any child, regardless of income.
And that's the one that we offer countywide, right? Kids is what specific locations is kids available in?
Yes, yes. I offer kids program in Washburn, Van Buren. I'm trying to think. Woodland, Ashland, and then there's one more that is I can't think of. I'm sorry.
Well, I know and we're just getting back into the swing of things for the new school year. So I
Yes.
know you will find your way to that school because you have that
Yes,
sort of
I will.
program, like you have the Lucy GPS to target it to all the schools in Aroostook County to provide those services. Jenna, as you're relatively new in this area for us here at ACAP, and you've been doing it in sort of an unusual time. Are you finding in general that kids and families that are able to receive these services are both grateful and also looking to learn from you more about how they can have better oral health?
Oh yes. There's every now and then a mom will be in there, or a mom in the school. They'll come down and they'll watch their kids get their teeth cleaned by Lucy or put their sealants on, and even the school nurses. They're so relieved that we're there to help the services we do that are even free. This past year, we've been allowed to give out little goodie bags to the kids, toothbrush, a little sticker even in there, and floss, and toothpaste, and they get so excited to get just even a little goodie bag. And yeah, it's overwhelming support from the schools and the parents, that told us that they're very grateful for what we do.
Yeah, and don't want to forget that speaking of goodie bags, I know that earlier on in the pandemic, you were part of an effort in partnership with St. Apollonia Dental Clinic and with others supporting to actually get oral health toothbrushes and supplies into the hands of people delivered to their homes, if I recall correctly.
Yes. Oh, yes.
All right. Well, so the other part of what I wanted to certainly chat with you about is that the services that we're talking about offering in public schools and in the community are also embedded in some of the ACAP programs as well. Talk a little bit about, Lucy, what you do with individuals, families, young children who are in programs here at ACAP.
Jason, I'm sorry, my mother-in-law is here. Can you start recording? Like, I am distracted.
Well, is
it possible to erase that?
I can actually ask Jenna that question if you don't mind about the work that we do with early care and education programs here at ACAP.
Yes, we have right there in the Gouville Center, we have a beautiful chair set up for Lucy. Looks like you're walking into a little dental office, and we're able to provide, cleanings there for the kiddos. Same thing what we do when we go to the schools. We do an oral health screening, check for decay. Then we can send the parents a referral right there if there's, something that needs to be done further at a dentist home. And we do cleanings and fluoride as well for the kiddos and provide education. And this is where I was talking about the littles, where we kind of get them used to an idea of going into a dentist home. Luckily now with all the masks, they're not as scared about that anymore. So we've been thankful about that. So I guess I don't have to educate them as much, but it's still, as I would imagine, it'd be still nerve-wracking for a little kid.
I think Lucy's with us again. I think she's her mother-in-law is taking care of her for a moment. That's no problem, Lucy. There's also, we talked that Jenna was talking about early care and education programs, but you also work very closely with the WIC program as well.
Yes, I love working with the WIC program. So what I do is I see children as soon as their first tooth comes in, and I educate the parents, and I can apply fluoride varnish. I can brush that little tooth, and the kids the parents are often so very receptive to that. And every time they come into their WIC appointment, I will see that child again and provide the education, apply the fluoride, and so and that's also that's a service where I bill main care for, but I love being there, and the parents are super appreciative. And it's kind of funny, Jason, because when I get into the schools, when the kids are older, they'll be like, I remember you, you're my dentist, So So it's kind of a nice kind of collaboration, coordination, just to kind of see these kids from babies and to see them grow up.
Yeah, because you see
Yeah.
them in some schools up to the 8th grade. So you do kind of,
Yes.
you go from the first tooth to the
Yeah.
got baby
Yeah.
teeth are gone.
Yeah. And you realize how fast time goes.
Absolutely. 23 years for you, just with ACAP.
Yeah.
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 What have we missed that you wanted to make sure people knew about, both you, Jenna, and Lucy?
I would say when you get the permission forms for your children to receive these free services at school, sign them up, even though you think that they have received sealants in the dental office. Oftentimes, even when sealants are received in the dental office, the sealants can fall out. Sometimes the sealants fail. I will reapply those sealants. Sign them up for the program to get those teeth sealed, because it is such an amazing way of preventing tooth decay. What happens is we just take a nice clean virgin 6-year molar, a tooth that does not have a filling, and I put a nice, it's kind of like a plastic material into the grooves of the teeth, and it just makes the tooth smoother, because when a tooth has a lot of grooves in it, it's impossible for a toothbrush to clean the plaque out of those grooves, so decay will happen. So what a dental sealant does is it just seals off those grooves so that decay does not happen. Sign them up for the fluoride program as well, because we're applying fluoride, which helps to prevent decay, but it also allows your child to get a free dental screening, so that I can pick up on any decay, on any abscess that's going on in your child's mouth. And I will let you know. And as well, if you can't get into a dental office, we can help coordinate that care along with the school nurse.
So Jenna, what have we left off that you wanted to make sure people knew about?
Oh gosh, Lucy said a lot of great topics. Yeah, just get your kids signed up, even if you have a dental home. It's just another set of eyes that both dental homes can look at, and maybe something got missed, or you missed an appointment or something like that, and you're on a wait list now for another 6 months. So it's just a great set of eyes to be able to make sure your teeth are nice and healthy. That's really important.
It's been, well, thank you both. It's been a great discussion, Lucy Morin. I must say you created a first today. We've had dogs and babies that have made ACAP Today appearances, but this is a first for a mother-in-law. So we're glad that Mrs. Morin was able to connect with you today, and I hope you have a nice visit with her. And I think we've actually lost Lucy. She's frozen. So hopefully she's getting in a good visit with her mother-in-law there. Jenna, thank you so much for joining me. Anything can happen on ACAP Today, right, Lucy? Oh, look, Lucy's back.
I'm back. Oh my gosh.
Our best wishes to Mrs. Morin. Where, like I was telling Jenna, it was the first on ACAP Today. We never had a mother-in-law visit before. We've had dogs pop in. We've had babies come up on the screen. Mother-in-law first. So thank you for making that.
That's the joys of working from home.
Absolutely. You're doing it with style, Lucy. Say hello to your mother-in-law for us. And before we leave all of you out there, we want to share with you that if you are interested in joining the ACAP team, or if your mother-in-law is interested in joining the ACAP team, please do consider looking at our current openings on our website. We do offer a $500 signing bonus at this time. We have positions right now across Aroostook County, from the St. John Valley into Southern Aroostook, and even into Washington County for some social workers there. So please do look up. We also have our benefits available online for you to review as well, some of which you see there on your screen. And lastly, as we do at each point in this week's ACAP Today, at the very end, we share with you our snapshot of the week. And this is a snapshot of the week, true to the times, as Lucy pointed out. A lot of people are meeting still by Zoom. This is our Parent Policy Council, and engaging in the governance of our Head Start and Early Head Start programs. These group of parents, as well as staff members, we have some of our ACAP team members in that shot. We're recently participating in a Parent Policy Council meeting and helping to make decisions about the Head Start program here in Aroostook County, but also impact the Head Start program across the country. So we thank them, and we thank all of you for joining us on this week's edition of ACAP Today. We'll be back next week with a brand new topic. We'll see you then.